Toby here. Me and my brother have just finished a pressing session, which means we get to do some events. So we're going to be doing Brother Tries Strongman 2 Powerlifter Edition because Will has officially made the powerlifting team at his university.
I have.
So he's now officially a powerlifter, so I can title this Powerlifter Tries Strongman. We're going to be doing a few of the events that Will has done before and not done before, and just have a really fun time trying some stuff, basically. So we're currently without power throughout the entire house, so that means we have been pressing in the dark with the door open, but it's a decent day, so we thought we'd do some events. So we're going to start with stones, which Will has done before. How many times? Just once or twice?
I did it a few times with the 60, but then with the new ones, just the once.
Yeah, so just the once with the new 100 kilo and 140 kilo. Still get to lift the 140, but I dug out these like grip gloves that I got for Christmas a couple years ago and have never used, because if you use gloves at the gym, no. But for the purposes of lifting stones without tacky, they might come in useful. So we're going to see if they provide any support whatsoever in a little experiment. But you've lifted the 100 before, right?
Yeah, I got it
over the yoke. So I'm going to do a few warm-ups at the 60 and then we'll get onto the 100. And yeah, just mess around. We'll see if I can break the 140 off the floor with the help of these gloves. I'm hoping to get some tacky soon, basically as soon as I get paid, because I've got max stone coming up in competition. And then the 140 should be flying. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to sort of refresh Will's mind on how to lift a stone. I thought it would be very useful for you guys. Obviously, I'm still very much of a novice while it comes to stone lifting. I haven't had stones for very long. But the way I've seen to do them and the way I like to do them is if you start with your feet sort of shoulder width apart, and you kind of want to line up your toes with the centre of the stone. So the end of your toes, centre of the stone, you want to turn your feet ever so slightly outwards. And that means, for me at least, it means I don't have to then, when I get it to my lap, walk my feet in to extend. It means that I can keep my feet where they are. So what you want to do is you want to go down, and again, with your forearms, you want to bisect the stone directly in half. So get your hands as far under as you can, lock in with your forearms, and it's essentially a stiff leg deadlift. So you want to sort of straight arm, just pull it as if it's a deadlift onto your lap, sit in a deep squat position. It's obviously hard with a smaller stone to show you exactly how to do it, but you want to then get your hands over the top, explode up, and chuck it over just like so. It'll become much more apparent when we get onto a bigger stone how that actually looks and feels, because the 60 is just not big enough to show exactly how to do it. But once I've warmed up on this and Will's warmed up on this, we'll show you again on the 100. Yeah, those gloves made it about 10 times worse, to be honest. All the fabric just started bunching up, so I'm gonna go back to just raw chalk, a couple reps at 100. Don't reckon we'll get the 140 today, so that's fine. But it's still tacky, but yeah, so far it's going well. Yeah, remember, stiff leg deadlift, don't bend your arms. Yeah. Well. Nice, into the lap. Nearly. You didn't roll it onto your knees, you rolled it in between your knees.
Yeah.
Try and get your knees under it. Now we'll properly clamp it. Right, give it a minute. So where you were going wrong, Will, I think your feet were still a bit too far. So the stone was in between your knees. Whereas if you bring it closer, you can almost roll the stone up your knees.
Yeah.
And you don't lose it in between them. So, I mean, hopefully my chalk holds out on this one, but I'll try and make a better demonstration. So yeah, much better, much easier. Second rep. Lost a lot of chalk, so we'll see. Come on, get it right. Yep, onto your legs. Close. Yeah. Right, so where you were going wrong with it, I saw the reason it slipped out with your lap. Because when you did the pin, I missed this while you actually did it. You're starting with your hands like that, like underneath. You want to sort of round your shoulders forward and be over it. So in that way, what I do is like a gorilla.
Yeah.
And that way when you're picking, it wants to roll towards you and not away from you. If you were a bit more underneath, lifting like that, and it wanted to roll forward. So next set, try roll your arms forward a bit, like your shoulders forward, so that it will roll onto you.
Yeah.
Come on then. Remember, round your shoulders forward so you're like a gorilla and your hands are over the top. Still keep them bisecting the stone, just instead of underarm, it's over an overarm grip. That's a bit better. Lost all the chalk. Yeah, fair enough. Got close enough. In fairness to Will, he did deadlift 210 for attempted 3x5, but it was 3, 4 and then nothing. Yeah. So his lower back's a bit fried. So I don't blame him for not being able to get it off the floor, but he's done it before, so we're not too worried. That's the one we've done before anyway. So we're going to be moving on to some loading in a bit. I'm going to just finish off the stones with a couple more sets maybe. Yeah. So, alright, now I've got beard hair out my mouth. So what I'm going to put Will through next is a bit of loading. So in my next competition, I have a keg and sandbag loading medley where I've got to do a 100 kilo keg, 100 kilo sandbag, 110 kilo keg, 110 kilo sandbag over 10 meters. So what I have here is a 100 kilo sandbag and a 100 kilo keg, and we're going to load them over 10 meters. So very simple for this. You just pick up and go, but there's a few little nuances you want to get right. So the keg is probably the easiest to pick up, so we'll start with that. What you want to do is when you're with the keg, you want to tip it like that. So you have one hand in your handle, that's going to be a strong hand holding on, and then your other hand underneath the rim. And when you pick that up, you want to pick it up and get it as high on your chest as possible, because keeping it off your quads is going to make moving a lot easier. So you're going to want to pick it up, get it as high as you possibly can, ready to run with it, and you're going to run 10 meters and chuck it on the tyre just so we don't mash up the gravel basically. Sandbag is a little different, a bit harder to clean, a bit harder to lift. So the sandbag starts upright. You want to, similarly with the keg, tip it over, but you want to tip it onto one of your hands, then you want to shimmy your other hand underneath, and just like a stone, you want your hand in the center, and then clean it up to your lap, readjust the grip so it's nice and strong, get it high, and then run with it 10 meters and just chuck it on the ground. So that's what we're going to do. Before we get running, we're going to see if Will can lift them both comfortably, and then we'll get moving with them. Wherever's comfortable. Starts where his feet went before the clips start recording. So yeah, so remember what I said, get one hand, probably your weaker hand, so the hand with the weaker grip, in the handle. What do you mean where the handle's? There. So in the handle, tilt it sideways and get your other hand under the bottom. Yeah, and then basically row it up to your chest. Do you want to whack a belt on? So yeah, get it nice and high. So currently that's resting on your quads, which would make it quite hard to run with. If you can get it onto your chest and nice and high, make it easier to run with, but I'd be confident to say you could at least walk with that, so all good. We'll give you a bit of a rest and then we'll go on to the sandbag. So yeah, remember with this one, make sure your hands are nicely shimmied under and in the center like a stone. And now you've done stones, you'll probably find this a bit easier. But yeah, you might not want to get such a wide stance, just so you can get it onto your lap as easy so it doesn't drop through the middle. About that is probably fine. So shimmy your hands right underneath and row it up to your lap. Nice, take your time with it. Nice. I know, come on. Again, not in the middle. You're slightly too far forward. So shimmy it a little bit back and you'll get it up. I know, it does hurt a bit on the gravel. It's rolling forward, I think. No, it's... I can't remember. I think you're picking it up and it's rolling towards you and sliding out. So bring your hands back a little bit closer to you, but not too far. Yeah. They look a bit more in the center now. So squeeze in like a stone and pull it straight up onto your lap. That's better. Close, very close. All right, well, we'll leave it there for that for now. I'll give you a bit of a rest and I'll do some running with it. Still recovering from that one. As I said, that's pretty much what I've got to do in competition. In competition, it's a 100 kilo keg into a 100 kilo sandbag, into a 110 keg, into a 110 sandbag. That time it was just 100 kilo, the same sandbag and keg twice over. So there's a bit of a faff getting the keg out the tyre the other end and other stuff that lost me seconds, and I messed up the pick on the sandbag the second round time. But it's the first time I've done loading in a very, very long time, so really pleased with how that moved. It's only going to get better. Now it's Will's turn. Ready? Come on, get nice and high. Nice and high, get running, walk, fast. Come on, chuck out the tyre. Run back. Onto the sandbag. Come on, don't even try and think about it, just get it up. Come on. Nice. Oh, nearly, come on. That's it, don't try and lap it too early. Get it straight up if you can. That's better. Go on, get over it. Come on. Oh, nearly. Yeah. It's just practice. Not bad with the keg though. Yeah. Right, so we're pretty knackered now. It started to rain, so we decided to bring the keg and that back in. But we've got one more event that I want to get Will to try. So Will here, could you just reach straight up, please? As you can see, William can't do overhead press in the garage. Standing overhead anyway. So every time we do shoulders, we do seated overhead. And his overhead PB, his push press PB, is still 80 kg, which he was doing seated strict for sets of 3 to 5.
I did 3 sets of 5.
3 sets of 5. There you go. So we want to get him a overhead PB that he can be proud of. Not that 80 kg he shouldn't be proud of, but it's what he's doing seated. So we're going to be doing the axle clean and press outside. So I've lent him my underbelt because I will not be going for an axle clean and press PB. I will just be showing Will how to do it and then ducking out. But I will do the same for you guys, a bit of a tutorial, and then yeah, we'll get him going. So I'm going to put some weight on the axle and I'll show you what we need to do. So the axle, usually, you know, I'd be belted up, strapped up, all of that. I'm just going to stick it this way just to show you how to do it. So you want to get your feet shoulder width apart. There is a line on this axle, Will, so you can find where you want to be. You want to go mixed grip. I know you're a powerlifter. You love your mixed grip. So you want to go mixed grip on this, like so. You want to explode it up onto the shelf, right?
Yeah.
Switch over, bump it up like that, and then it's just a overhead press, right?
Is it push press?
Push press, straight press, whatever you want.
Right.
Push press generally, yeah. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So yeah, you just want to explode it up as high as you can, as if you just literally explode up onto your... I know, so try and get a bit higher. You want it high. There you go. That's fine. Lean back a little bit if you want. Flip it over, bump it up, and then push press. Easy. So we've got 60 now. And remember what I showed you, just nice and quick. Don't break it down like I did, just try and do it in a fluid motion. So nice. That's not at all what I said. So you try to go straight from floor to your shoulders. You still need to pause and flip, but you just need to, instead of pausing for ages, you just need to get it on your belly, quickly flip and go. Don't go straight to your shoulders like you did there. All right, round 2, come on. Don't rush it, but also don't take too long. So onto there, flip your hand. Nice, bump it up. Close. Yeah. You didn't give it quite enough power on the bump. Yeah, well, give it a minute, we'll try again. All right, 3rd time's the charm then. Up to there, nice, switch, and bump. What was wrong?
My wrist was like that.
That's fine.
I couldn't get I wouldn't go under it without
Okay. Maybe try widening your grip. Come on, let's see it. So yeah, slightly wider grip. Take your time. Get it there, switch over.
Flip down.
Yeah. Leave it there then. Axle is just one of those movements that's super, super technical. It might just look like some big strong men muscling up some weight, but it is quite a hard thing to master, so I don't blame you there.
Yeah.
Log's easier in it.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's very, very technical, and you have to give it to these strongmen who can axle clean and press over 200 kilo. Like, it's really quite nuts. But hopefully that provided a bit of insight. I know we didn't see many successful lifts, but seeing failure is almost more useful because you can see if it's what you're doing is the same thing. So yeah, really, really good stuff there from Will. I think we will call it a session there. It's been about 3.5 hours, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a long one.
A long one. So we'll call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Toby. He's been Will. Follow him on Instagram at Lively Lifts, and myself at Toby Lively. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you've made it this far. And I will see you in the next video.